Hey guys, I just wanted to kind of pop in and clear a couple things up that you guys might be wondering about in regards to the channel. So the first thing is, what's with all the name changes? What's been going on with that? I feel like a lot of people might be wondering, what's been going on with that, or even like what I want to go by, which is one of those things that is very confusing for myself. I've been, struggling a bit with identity for a while, like what I want to be called, pronouns, etc. I have gone by several different names, and when I would put a name, on this channel, I had it as Raya Reviews for the longest time, and then I had it as Raya Ren, which were names that I liked. I do want to just put out there that my legal name, my real name is Sarah, and Raya came from a shortening of Saraya, which was a name I used to use on the internet years ago, and I have an ex-friend who called me Raya, and it's something that kind of stuck with some of my friends, and then it was just something that everybody kind of started using for me. And this was years ago, but it's something that has just kind of stuck so strongly that it's basically my name now in any, non-real life situation, because I'm still in the town I grew up in, regrettably. I'm working on that. But because of all that, I don't really feel like I can change my name because, locally, because everyone kind of knows me as Sarah, and it would be weird for me to, introduce myself as something different. But when I move, I am going to probably go by Raya. So for a while, I have been trying out some other names. So the first thing was Rouge, and I liked the name. I got the name from Sonic the Hedgehog, which I know is really stupid, but I liked the character, and I liked the name, and I thought it went well with Raya, which was my other name, which is why I don't know if I ever changed it to Raya Rouge on here. I know I changed my name on Twitter and Instagram to Raya Rouge, and my old Instagram, but I'm actually locked out of, is Raya Rouge 1, and it will for always be Raya Rouge 1 because I can't log back in. I'm completely locked out of that Instagram because I made some mistakes. I was trying to fix something, and then it just wouldn't let me log back in. My current Instagram is Saraya Lexington, so as far as that's going, I was going by June for a while, Jun, and I want to kind of go over that without hopefully making myself sound stupid, or because I've had some people say that I'm overreacting with this when I had concerns about this, but again, it's really hard for me, and it's kind of a situation where I think people might feel differently just depending on who you ask, and it's something that it was a line I didn't really want to toe anymore. So basically, this is kind of odd and kind of strange. If you don't know me, I'm a really big fan of Jun Senoue. He's a composer for Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog. Again, I don't know where I'm getting these names. You can just call me a 13-year-old dumbass, and we can move on. But anyways, I started, using it, and then I was writing a story, which I'm still writing. It's a whip. That won't be done anytime soon, but it is a whip, and I have an OC named June as well. So I ended up I kept using the name, and I'm like, I really like this. This sounds cute on me. So I started using it. I started asking people to call me that, and it went over fine. Nobody really had any objections to the name, but I did get the name, it was a name that I found out through a Japanese person. My OC is also Japanese, not that that's me trying to be the OC. My OC is also a guy, just for the record. But Personally, I just, I thought the name was something that, like, fit me kind of for a while, and I was, like, going with it. But the issue is that, like I said, I got it from Japanese. I was looking at other things. It looks like some other languages. I can't remember if it was Chinese or Korean or what. There was, like, other languages where that was a name. I mean, it's kind of hard to know because it can also be short for other things. But you know, I didn't think, you know, it's one letter off of June with an E, which is a name in the West in English. And I didn't really, I kind of had this, like, nagging feeling of, like, hey, is this okay? Is this cultural appropriation? Are people gonna think I'm a weeb or something? Like, that sounds so weird. I don't even watch anime, guys, I swear. But I was just kind of wondering if, like, people were gonna think I was trying to be Japanese. You know, how, like, I was in the K-pop community for so long. I saw so many, like, Koreaboos. It's like, Ollie London, I'm gonna change my name to Jimin. Like, it's not even, the issue is that, I mean, there's a lot more issues with Ollie London than the name. There's issues with, you know, them identifying as Korean, and just, like, you can't do that. And I would absolutely never do something like that. And I know I'm white, I recognize my privilege, and I am not trying to be anything else. I want to put that out there, extremely just out there, just to know I would never try to be or pretend or act like another culture. I would never, you know, I wouldn't do Asian fishing, black fishing, whatever. I don't do that shit. I don't do that shit. I don't think anyone should do that shit. Those people who, like, get their spray tans and try to blackfish, it's like, it's fucked up, because it's like, you want the beauty, you want the skin tone, but you don't want the oppression that comes with being black. Like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up shit, and that is never okay to do. So besides that, you know, I just kind of was, like, using this name for a while, and I was like, I really liked it, but I felt awkward. I was kind of like, should I be using this? And nobody really seemed to think it was a big deal. You know, I kind of justified it in my head. I'm kind of like, well, if it was an extremely Asian sounding name, then no. Because I would see people on TikTok make TikToks about, don't name your white kids, like, all these, like, ethnic things or whatever. And I'm like, I wasn't using the name because it was ethnic. I was using the name because I liked it, and I was using it because it's one letter off from June with an E, which is my birth month. My accidental birth month, because I was supposed to be born in July. But, and that spelling was a lot more gender neutral, and I was feeling very, I didn't want to use, like, feminine names at that point. So, that's why I changed it. So I was like, you know, I kind of like this more. I want to keep using this, so that's why I did the whole, like, channel revamp, and I did make that new intro, which sadly I can't find that in my videos. I guess worst case I can screen record one of my other videos and then post that, but I might just make it a new intro. I'm not really sure yet. I might use one of those Mafia in the Morning edits for the audio. I don't know what I'm going to use for the video yet for that new intro. But just because I thought that was fun. And so I just kind of want to say that I really liked using that name for a while, but it just kind of, I wasn't feeling like, oh my god, this is so insensitive. Like, I don't really think there was anything wrong with it, or nobody, like, told me, hey, there's something wrong with this, but I think it was just kind of a line I didn't want to toe. And then after a while, I just kind of, like, stopped, it kind of stopped fitting with me. Like, I was like, I mean, I like the name on other people, I mean, I have my OC and all that, but it just kind of stopped, like, I just kind of stopped feeling like, oh, this is me. And it was weird, like, it's an identity crisis of, like, I went to Rouge for, like, one day, I posted Rouge, and then I just went back to Raya, and then, I used a couple other, like, I guess what I'm saying is, like, my pronouns, I was, like, it was she, they, and then they, she, and then she, they, he, z, and then, like, just back to she, they. So it's like, so, I mean, I would say just to be safe that it's not that, I don't know, like, I know I'm not a guy, it's just one of those issues where it's difficult, and I don't feel comfortable coming out front and identifying as non-binary, and I know not all non-binary people identify as trans, because I'm not trans, I don't want to identify as trans, but I know, because I don't have a lot of the struggles that trans people do, because I don't really have dysphoria when it comes to female stuff. I don't feel dysphoric if people call me, like, a girl or use she and her pronouns. That doesn't make me dysphoric, but sometimes I just don't like always being feminine or always being perceived feminine. I know it's, like, so weird to explain. It's very difficult to explain. I'm not even entirely sure myself. But generally, I don't think masculine pronouns really work. I also don't think I want to deal with neopronouns. Not that neopronouns are not valid. I just personally don't want to deal with them. So I'd prefer, like I said, if you just use she or they. At this point, I don't really have a preference. It does change a lot. And again, I'm not really comfortable putting, like, any labels. If I was talking, like, the only label I've kind of like, fucked around with is demigirl, but I don't, like, put that anywhere publicly. I just did, but, you know what I mean, like, on my Instagram, I had it, like, as a private story. That's, like, one of the only labels that I, you know, kind of mess around with at all, but I don't feel comfortable using labels, like, gender fluid or non-binary or anything like that. I just don't feel comfortable doing that. To each their own, of course. Whatever other people are comfortable with, I'm totally in support of that, and however you want to identify, again, totally. This isn't me trying to invalidate anyone else's identity. This is just me personally this is just my personal, like, feelings for myself. This is, again, I'm not trying to, like, I invalidate anybody else. But, you know, I just went back to all my bios just saying she, they, just because it's easier, and it feels like if I'm confused at all, you know, I'll figure it out in due time. As for the name, I was kind of like, whenever I, like, felt, like, panicky or wasn't sure what to go by, I would always go back to Raya as a failsafe, and I kind of feel like that is the name that is most me, other than, like, Sarah, which is my real name, but, like, I don't really like people online or, like, new friends calling me Sarah. It's like, if I've known you for my entire life, or you're my family, or if you're from my hometown, or in a professional setting as of now, fuck yes, please call me Sarah, because, like, that would be weird if you didn't. But when I'm, like, online and stuff, that's why I use Soraya and then Raya. I just don't really like being called Sarah, but, I don't know, I feel like Raya sounds feminine. That's the thing, where it's like Mariah. I always tell people when they ask me how to pronounce it, because I've seen people pronounce it Rhea, and I'm like, no, it's like Mariah Carey. That's how I always tell people how to pronounce my name. But then I'm like, I don't know if Mariah Carey is really a kind of, like, image I kind of want people associating with me. Not that I'm, no shade to Mariah Carey, she's a queen, but just for my own personal kind of, like, style and stuff. So then I kind of, like, went through, I kind of took a minute. I was like, I want to find another kind of, like, gender-neutral name that's not ethnically questionable, and I kind of went through it. I was looking for something that was, you know, could have a connection to New York, because I love New York, and I was kind of going through all that, and I'm like, oh, you know, you have all the pick me girls, all the Brooklyns and Chelseas, and I'm like, those are feminine names as well. I was looking for something kind of, like, gender neutral, and I found, you know, I was kind of like Lexington, which is a street. I mean, it's not just New York, it could be anything, but I was kind of like, I like that. So when I have, like, Lex in any of my bios, if I have Raya or Lex, that's why. And again, I don't really have a preference at this point. You can still call me June if you want, I don't mind. And that's just kind of, like, where I'm at with it. So the reason I'm Raya Lexington June Sparks is because I had the channel name June Sparks, and I just changed my banner, I changed my intro, I did all this stuff to change it to be June Sparks, and I am too fucking lazy to change it back right now, so that's why I have June Sparks in my name. Once I decide to change my banner and change my intro, then then I'll probably drop it and I'll just use Raya Lexington as the name that I'm using on the internet. So the name I'm using currently for my channel is Raya Lexington. You can call me Raya, you can call me Lex. If you want to call me Rouge or June or whatever, go ahead. I don't really care. But it's just kind of like personally where I'm at with it at this time, but obviously it's subject to change. I cannot promise you, oh, I'm gonna stick with a name, but I think Raya is a pretty safe assumption. If I ever like decide I'm not gonna go by Raya ever, then I will like let you guys know, but I think as of now, when in doubt, just use that. And yes, it is pronounced Raya and not Rhea. So that was kind of the big thing I wanted to like address. The other thing I did mention, like, I was gonna use a K-pop song for my new intro possibly, and when I say I left the K-pop community, because I made this whole big video about leaving the K-pop community, what I meant was I couldn't really engage in discourse. I didn't really like post. I wasn't really active on like K-pop social media anymore because it had taken such a toll on my mental health. I wasn't really like actively making K-pop content or promoting K-pop content or like talking to my friends, whatever, and I wasn't actively following basically any groups that I'm not interested in, because I used to like try to keep up with every single fucking release, and I basically just wasn't actively, so I just kind of like stopped following, and also stopped following drama and controversy. I just kind of hear about these things secondhand from like my friends who post something, and I'll be like, oh, okay, just keep scrolling. Like, I just don't pay any attention to it anymore because it had taken such a big toll on my mental health. But don't get me wrong, I still like K-pop, I still listen to K-pop, primarily girl groups. I don't really listen to any boy groups anymore. I mean, the exception being like SHINee and of course, Taemin as a soloist whenever he comes back from the army. And if I have songs by boy groups that I like, those songs will stay in my playlist. But I mean, I don't like follow any boy groups or anything. But I do listen to quite a few girl groups, and I keep up with quite a few girl groups. And I'm pretty, active in that. ITZY's one of those groups. Blackpink, obviously. Dreamcatcher, Idol. My brain is completely blanking. I guess I keep up with Red Velvet a bit, and a few other groups, but Everglow. But anyway, so I do still like K-pop, and I still listen to new releases by groups that I follow, but I'm not really involved in like drama or anything, and I'm just not involved in the social media aspect, and I'm not like actively seeking out more groups. Like, if I find a girl group from any country, not just Korea, just with a sound that I like, then I'll listen to them. But I don't also like taking all the time to like learn all the members' names and stuff. To me, that's something like, if it doesn't happen naturally, I don't care. Like, I just eventually learned all the names of the Twice members, even though I'm not like a super fan of Twice, just because of how much I've been exposed to it. But it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, I don't really care as much. Like, I'm not going to go out of my way to learn member names and stuff, because again, it's just stressful to like keep track of everything. So when I use the word like, oh, what groups I stan, which is something that it's a word I do not want to use. I do not want to be associated with the term stan. Just please know that. I know in the past I did use the word just like casually as, when you stand a group, it means all the members, a bunch of songs, all that shit, most of their positions, all that crap. But given everything that's happened, because I know I haven't made any videos in a long ass time when it comes to Billboard stuff, but I am still very active on Twitter, and I see the stuff that goes on, and there's drama in this community too. It never ends. But I'm still very active on like the Billboard community, and because I'm in the Billboard community, everything that happened with Spectrum Pulse and BTS stans and all that, I'm just done. I'm like, I do not want to be associated with stans anymore. Even though I don't even listen to BTS anymore, partially for that reason. But mainly, that's all I really have to say about that. The other thing I want to talk about is my live streams. So there's like two things that I kind of want to say. And one is, I've had a lot of people who are newcomers to the live streams, and that's really awesome. That's really great. But I want to say that more than anything, I do like talking to you guys. I do like having social connection. But I more like stream for myself, because I kind of want to like It gives me like some aspect of being social because I'm gonna talk to myself if I play games anyway, so it's like it feels less awkward that way. And also, I get to record, I get to, you know, keep the footage of me playing the game and like my reactions, and I that's something that I like to archive. That's something that I like to have if I'm playing games. I like to have that archived. However, I'm all down. Anyone who wants to join my streams, that's fucking awesome. I love you guys. But I just want to say that I've seen a lot of people complain about me streaming games on webcam, and trust me, I get it. I know it's frustrating, and if you can't stand the video or audio quality, you are absolutely free to leave. There is no obligation for you to watch my streams. I just want to get all of that out there. Like I said, I do this for myself to archive my stuff, and I do think the quality, the video quality at least, with the laptop webcam is a lot better and more stable than it was on when I was using my phone. But the audio quality is garbage, and I'm aware of that. I've done as much as I can to try to mitigate, you know, I've turned off my white noise maker so it's not picking up as much background noise, all that stuff. I've tried my best. But like right now it's really fucking hot, so like I have to leave my AC on. So like that's something that, you know, I don't have a lot of control over. But typically, if you guys don't like the quality, I guess what I'm saying is it's not really anything I can do something about right now. It's kind of not at the top of my priority list for my life at the moment, is to get good stream quality, because my priorities are more like work and education related and being able to move to live where I want to live. Now, once I have all that sorted, if I can find a community of gamers, streamers, and people who want to help me set up, or people who know stuff about capture cards, and, you know, in the future if I'd be able to afford like a better computer or something, that's all down the line, and I am willing to, you know, I am open to that, and one day I would like to, but the question would be, I have so many questions. It's like, what do I do if I have multiple consoles? How do I set this up with my computer? Will my computer be able to handle streaming, capturing footage, streaming, and possibly emulating the game at the same time? If I was playing a game on an emulator, that's just kind of the question, or just playing a game on PC in general. I know a lot of people have like 2 computers. I'm not really a PC gamer, but there are things I want to play on emulator. And kind of one other thing I want to like talk about. So sometimes there'll be periods of time where I don't stream on here for a while, and obviously the recent period started out because I was on vacation and then I was sick and all that, but I do like playing Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and anytime I play that, or anything else which requires me to use my computer because I can't play it on console, I only have one computer, and don't ask me to buy another one. I don't have that kind of money right now. My money needs to be focused on travel and moving and school. That's where my money needs to go right now. I just want to put that out there. And honestly, I don't really need to explain to an audience where my money needs to go. It's none of your goddamn business. But I only have one laptop, and because I only have one laptop, YouTube does not let me stream from my phone because I don't have 1,000 subscribers. So if I want to stream a game that I am playing on my computer, I used to use Periscope, which got folded under. It's bought by Twitter, so it's basically just Twitter streaming. So usually when I play like Rando, I play it on Twitter. I stream on my Twitter, and that's where I stream. So if I'm not streaming on YouTube, if there's a night I've been streaming regularly, and if I'm not streaming on YouTube, there's a good chance that I'm streaming on Twitter. And also, because I will have all my social media linked in the description, but also my Instagram. I have 2 Instagram accounts. I have one account that's just my regular personal account, and one account that's more of a gaming account. It's like a Nintendo fan page, but I also post Sonic, and I post other things on there. So that account, I'm going to, I might stream some games on those accounts. I guess I should link my Sonic account as well. It's technically a Crush 40 account, but I do post Sonic stuff, so like if I was playing a Sonic game on emulator, I'd probably play it there. So I should link that account as well. Again, if I'm playing something like a bit shorter, there's a good chance I might be playing it on Instagram. So, because that way I can record with my phone and play from my computer. So again, the quality's not as good when it's a phone stream. I get that. Audio's better, but the video quality is shit. But again, if you guys, if you guys ever don't see me on YouTube and you're wondering where I've been, I might be streaming on other platforms just out of necessity. If I could stream everything on YouTube, I would, but I can't because of the way YouTube likes to screw over small creators by not allowing us to stream from our phones when we have less than 1,000 subscribers, which is bullshit. And that's not how it used to be. That was something that got changed. So anyway, I hope you guys, have been enjoying the content, and I don't know, I just hope that you guys understand kind of where I'm coming from, and just kind of wanted to get all that out there so that you guys are aware of, just the situation and anything that might need cleared up. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all soon with an actual video, and bye.